In the sprawling, grimy underbelly of Zaun, where progress is measured in plumes of toxic smoke and the clatter of machinery, a mind of singular, terrifying brilliance was forged. This is the story of Singed, a man whose intellect was matched only by his utter disregard for the sanctity of life. Even from a young age in the prestigious city of Piltover, Singed displayed a genius that set him apart. He was a student at the renowned University of Piltover, a place of enlightenment and discovery. But where his peers saw boundaries, ethical, moral, scientific, Singed saw only suggestions. His research, particularly in the natural sciences, was revolutionary, but his methods were disturbing. He pushed the limits of his experiments, unconcerned with the collateral damage, driven by a thirst for knowledge that bordered on obsession. His radical ideas and questionable practices eventually led to his ostracization from Piltover's academic community. They called him mad, a heretic to the principles of progress. Cast out, Singed found a new home, or rather, a new laboratory in the industrial chaos of Zaun. Here, there were no prying eyes from the Piltover elite, no ethical committees to answer to. In Zaun, results were all that mattered, and Singed was a master of achieving them, no matter the cost. It was in Zaun that Singed's true potential, and his true depravity, was unleashed. He found patronage among the Chem Barons, the ruthless industrialists who ruled the Undercity. They cared little for his methods, only for the powerful concoctions he could create. Singed perfected his craft, blending alchemy, chemistry, and biology into a horrifying new science. His laboratories, hidden deep within the Zaun Grey, were places of unspeakable horror, filled with the fumes of his volatile experiments and the echoes of his test subjects. Singed's reputation grew, attracting the attention of Noxus, the ever-expanding militaristic empire to the north. During the Noxian invasion of Ionia, the empire's military leaders sought an edge, a weapon so terrible it would break the spirit of the Ionian resistance. They turned to Singed. The chemist, funded by the Noxian war machine, was given free rein. For him, the war was not a conflict of nations, but the grandest experiment of his life. The battlefields of Ionia became his proving grounds. He developed a new kind of weapon, a biochemical terror unlike anything the world had ever seen. It was a corrosive, agonizing poison that didn't just kill. It dissolved flesh, choked the air, and left the very land blighted and sterile. In a single, horrific night, Singed's creation was unleashed upon a village that stood in Noxus's path. The result was a massacre. The Ionian defenders, and the innocent villagers with them, perished in a cloud of alchemical fire. The ground itself was scorched into a toxic wasteland, a permanent scar on the first lands. Among the Noxian forces present during this atrocity was a young, ambitious soldier named Riven. She witnessed firsthand the absolute horror of Singed's weapon. The experience shattered her faith in Noxus, the very empire she had sworn to serve. For her, Singed's poison was the ultimate symbol of Noxus's corruption, an unforgivable act that would haunt her for the rest of her life and set her on a path of exile and atonement. The war also brought Singed into contact with another formidable Noxian figure, Jericho Swain, the Grand General. While many in the Noxian High Command were repulsed by Singed's methods, Swain saw only their effectiveness. He recognized the chemist's cold, calculating genius as a valuable asset. This mutual, albeit detached respect formed a tenuous alliance. Swain provided the resources, and Singed provided the results, their partnership a chilling union of military strategy and scientific terror. However, Singed's most infamous creation was not a weapon, but a beast. In the slums of Zaun, he found a creature, a massive wharf rat that had somehow survived the city's most toxic sumps. Intrigued by its resilience, Singed subjected the beast to a barrage of experiments. He augmented it with chemicals, grafted machinery onto its body, and pumped it full of growth stimulants and combat narcotics. The result was Warwick, a horrifying chimera of flesh, metal, and rage. But Singed lost control. The beast, driven mad by pain, and the ghost of the man it once was, broke free from Singed's lap and now stalks the streets of Zaun, a feral hunter driven by bloodlust. The hunt for Warwick remains one of Singed's lingering obsessions. a flawed experiment he is determined to one day reclaim. Sinjid's work also had an unintended consequence that would shape the destiny of another. A young woman, once a dancer of exquisite grace, fell victim to an accident involving one of his volatile chemical compounds. The toxins ravaged her body, but also unlocked a latent magical potential within her. To survive, she replaced her decaying limbs with Hextech prosthetics, becoming something new, something more than human. This woman was Camille. Her family, the noble clan Pharos, became the primary source of the hex crystals that powered Piltover, and their fate became intertwined with the very technology that saved her. While not a direct confrontation, Sinjid's careless science was the catalyst for Camille's transformation into the city's sharp-legged protector, a silent guardian forever bound to the consequences of his recklessness. In the present day, Singed continues his work in the shadows of Zaun. His body has been ravaged by his own creations. He is unnaturally long-lived, kept alive by the very elixirs that have twisted his form. Bandages cover most of his body, hiding the scars of a lifetime of self-experimentation. A sophisticated respirator covers his face, allowing him to breathe the toxic fumes he so loves, and a massive container of his deadliest poison is strapped to his back, ready to be unleashed at a moment's notice. He is a specter in Zaun, a legend whispered in fear. While the Chem Barons still seek his services, Singed now serves only one master: the relentless pursuit of knowledge. He has seen the fragility of life, the weakness of flesh, and has dedicated himself to transcending it. His goal is the perfection of his science, the creation of the ultimate life form, one impervious to pain, emotion, and death itself. He believes that through his horrific alchemy, he can unlock the next stage of evolution. He is a man who has erased the line between creator and destroyer, between genius and monster. His legacy is written in scorched earth, mutated flesh, and the screams of his victims. For Singed, the Mad Chemist of Zaun, pity, mercy, and morality are merely variables in an equation he solved long ago. All that remains is the experiment, and the world is his laboratory. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this dive into the dark mind of one of Runeterra's greatest villains, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more lore stories.